Hmm. Oregon. So I'm making a connection between the cult and the people doing the shootings. Make a connection right now that there. I don't know if there is that much extensive background between any of these people, but I looked them all up. We're gonna refrain from saying any of their names. The authorities don't want to post their names, so we're not going to do that. But I just want to say, make a couple of connections. I don't know how many people think that they can uh, be that traceable, actually, and that people not protecting themselves isn't really the way to go. Um, the connection between them and the cult, Satan worship, they're selfish. They want to take a moment in time, not like become popular like a TV star or somebody who earns their fame somehow. Other way, they want to get unearned fame that's not deserving of them at all. We all know that. So, but they take and seize the moment. So they're like uh, these shooters are no different than serial killers. They kill all their victims usually at once before the police, or they take their own life, or however that ends. But they are, in my opinion, from what I read today, trying to do some research on it, I think they're occultic, especially this last one. They're saying that the guy was pagan. So I'm saying that that's cultic, like satanic worshiping or the Satan church. They're selfish. So that's another connection between at least the shooters, the mass shootings, people who try to get attention like that is most selfish. So the selfish people with Satanist worshiping or Satan people, minded people, will tell you that it's all about self envy or self loathing and some other ridiculousness is on there, but we're looking at patterns and we're trying to figure out and sort through kind of like the rubble, like any other time that we have something going on. So we're trying to figure out if there really was a way that this could have been thwarted and this guy could have been stopped. I'm not so sure that I'm convinced that anymore. Um, I know that there's a lot of traffic, and I don't know how you can sort through it all that easily on the internet. I'm saying like social media and stuff like that. So um, I know that saying that red flags would sound more and more unconstitutional. It sounds more like you need individuals to be prepared, each person to be have. They said something about even a simple can of pepper spray could have saved the day here. So um, and they could had also had mobilized the guy, immobilized him, and neutralized the situation, and got less people victimized, and probably would have maybe been able to stop the guy. But where where I'm at in my mind with the situation at the time was I was juggling between the authorities getting him alive and getting the information from him or just shooting him. I know that uh, by not taking him into custody and killing him was going to end some of the processing of the information. Was just going to die with the guy. But I had to weigh that in with him going through a legal process, being convicted, and then some liberal come along and give him a stay of execution and not let the death sentence take its course, which has happened in Oregon before. And speaking of Roseburg, they have one incident when Jesse Fainist killed the general in Roseburg there. It was out in the Glide area, is where that happened, and he was convicted instead of allowing the state to execute the guy. Kitzhopper, I believe, gave the guy a stay of execution and commuted his death sentence to life. So, in another sense, I'm just kind of glad that the guy was killed. How it worked out that way. So, it's just the world. Nobody can say that coincidences and other weird things that go on the planet aren't weird. It's uh, somewhat paranormal phenomenon, um, unbelievable, uh, just crazy. I've been saying that word unbelievable for a while. It's crazy, shh, shh, crazy stuff. Said in relation to the Netherlands of killer where undeserved fame. Um, um, so it's a me act. They're trying to get attention on themselves. They're stupid idiot people. They're morons. Their family. Nobody else can argue. What a stupid thing it really was. Now you see real hate and contempt in this country against Christians, and I don't know. I've been telling Christians over and over again to be prepared and always be ready for this. And since September 11th, since 9/11, people have gotten back to their um, ways of how do you say that? Um, there's, uh, there's a word I like to use. I can't think of it right now. It rhymes like with contemplate, but they can't think of the word. Wow, unbelievable. But anyways, so what other traits other than we're trying to be um really we say sensitive to the subject, so we're not trying to dig too deep. So anyways, there's why I think there's a connection with the mass shootings, and I mean all of them. I don't mean just one or the other. I mean all of them. It's like I was gonna say the trench coat effect or something like that. Um, People who are the oddballs around. I used to be oddballs all the time, but evidently I gotta go because something's making my animals upset. So thanks, peace. Sorry, prayers and thoughts are with you, with those people.